Hi, Maria here. Welcome to my channel. Today I want to share with you polarizing fragrances. So either you love them or you hate them, but you have a strong reaction no matter what it is. I can't wait to share these with you. And I think the thing to remember is that our brains perceive fragrances differently. So each one of us is going to notice something different in these, which will make us either love it or hate it. I find that fascinating. I think it's cool, and I'm totally good with someone loving a fragrance that I hate and vice versa. I think it's what makes us unique. It's what makes us weird and wonderful. And on that note, if you haven't subscribed, please feel free to hit that button, join the Weird and Wonderful family. I would love to have you part of the community. We talk mainly fragrance here, but every once in a while I throw in some sort of beauty video or some sort of lifestyle video, who knows. I actually want to start doing vlogs too. But anyway, I would love to have you subscribed. We're a great community here, full of positivity, and I just love being a part of it. So without further ado, let's get into this. The first fragrance that I have to share for you that is rather polarizing, it's actually discontinued, but you can get like a dupe of it on perfumeparlor.net, I think it is. I'll leave everything linked down below. I always leave everything linked down below. So all the perfumes I talk about or dupes, if it's discontinued, all in the description. But it is FLORABOTANICA by Balenciaga. Now this one, I don't even know how that came out of my mouth so wrong. Why can I not talk right now? FLORABOTANICA by Balenciaga. Now this fragrance, it's had such massive hype. As soon as it was discontinued, everybody went crazy about this one. So all YouTubers have it in their collection. I happen to love it, but the thing about this one is it's really green and there's a cannabis note in it. Now, I don't pick up the cannabis. It's not like I smell this and go, whoa, it smells like weed, man. Nothing like that. But I just get a real earthy greenness, almost like lawn clippings, is what I get in this one. Those that really enjoy cannabis or don't notice it seem to really enjoy this one. It's a very interesting fragrance because it starts out quite green, like grassy type green, leaves, stems, that kind of feel, and then slowly it kind of morphs into a dewy rose. So I think it's absolutely amazing. And as far as like masterpiece fragrances are concerned, I would actually say that this is one of them. That said, not everybody's gonna like this. I think lots of people would be disappointed if they got this, if they're not a fan of kind of a more green, naturey rose. So if they don't like that, or if they hate cannabis, they're gonna hate this one. But for those of us that love it, we love it hard, man. We love it hard. Oh, it also has mint in it, which is pretty cool. Next fragrance, people either love it or think it's just the most lame basic fragrance there is PRADA La Femme. I know! I talk about this one all the time. I happen to love this fragrance. I find this fragrance relaxing. It smells clean but dirty at the same time. Like, yeah, like it smells a little bit like a really expensive perfumed shower gel. So that kind of clean, like a perfumey kind of clean. But then it's got like frangipani in it, and ylang, and these tropical florals. There's beeswax in it, there's spices, plus this tuberose. So it's quite a, I just think it's beautiful. I always say that this is kind of a boss lady, smells like money type fragrance. And I think it's rich and delicious. I think it smells a bit like a vacation in a way, but not coconutty or sunscreeny, more like just tropical floral vibe. That said, some people just think this is so basic and kind of meh. It doesn't do anything for them, and they find the longevity poor. So I find this one lasts all day on my skin, but not everyone agrees. So PRADA La Femme, definitely polarizing. Now another one that is uber polarizing that I'm so glad I have this little teeny weeny bottle of. It's Black Orchid by Tom Ford. Now, people that love this think it's the sexiest thing ever. You know, I'm starting to actually like it. What is happening? Like, I'm actually liking it. How did that happen? I haven't smelled this in ages. Yeah, so this is ever so polarizing. It's got truffle in it. It smells extremely indolic, so a little bit rotty, sweet smell. Lots of people find this so sexy. And other people feel like it's the fragrance that a zombie queen would wear. Like, that was kind of where I've landed every time. Like, if I was living in a zombie apocalypse, I would not put this on because it would attract every zombie there is. Like, they'd come running. Like, if you want to be a zombie magnet, you put this on. Like, I just think dead when I smell this. And that said, something in me is really enjoying this for the first time. I guess I'm growing up. I'm enjoying it, but it's still repulsive. So, yes, this one, people either find it uber, like, super sexy, it's strong, it's intoxicating. I hear people, like men and women, talking about how this is the perfect date night scent, or you think it's something that the undead wears. So either way, like, this one, you gotta realize, okay, so this to me, I said it is a masterpiece, but technically, you want to talk masterpiece, is something that is as polarizing as this baby, has to be a masterpiece. Like, either it's the worst thing that they've ever smelled, or it's the sexiest, like it's basically like a chick magnet and you can't get enough of it. Like, it's either one or the other. So this has got to be a masterpiece too, don't you think? I don't know. I'm gonna smell it one more time. Yeah, not yet. I'm not there yet, but kind of. I'm getting there. Someday you might find it in my collection. Who knows? Next fragrance that I find is quite polarizing, and how I figured this one out was, first of all, tons and tons of YouTubers just rave about this fragrance. But beyond that, when I was going through my quandary, there were lots of people that talked about their utter disdain for this one. It is Valentino's Donna Born in Roma. Now, this is woody bourbon vanilla. It's quite floral. I noticed the floral, and it kind of gives me the same sort of vibe as something like a flower bomb. So massive florals, but then paired with a really, really nice bourbon vanilla and some woods. So I can see where people would find it sexy. I can't land there yet. I don't despise this, but lots of people don't like this at all. Like, they don't get the hype. It doesn't seem to last, on me at least. People that love this one finds it lasts a long time. So I don't know what the deal is with this one, but definitely polarizing. I don't really like it on me, but my sister put it on and I absolutely loved it on her. Like, as soon as I smelt it, I'm like, oh, this is so beautiful. So not quite sure if it's just me, for me. But yeah, people either love this or they just think it's really basic and not very long lasting. Now, another fragrance that is super polarizing is anything from Olympia, especially the original and the intense. The note that I feel really makes this polarizing is the salt note. So especially in the intense, you for sure are getting a good hit of salt along with some amber and vanilla. So this is super sweet, but I actually didn't put it in my sweet video because there's enough salt that it kind of balances it out, in my opinion. But people find this like quite resinous, thick, and that salt note just really puts some people off. Others, like myself, love the Olympia line. So I have Olympia Intense and then Olympia Aqua. I don't actually own Olympia, but I've smelt it and I really enjoy it. I just don't feel the need for the original because this one is close to it. So I have this one, as you can see, like I've worn it quite a lot. Yeah, I really enjoy it. It's sweet, it's decadent. But that saltiness I can see really throws some people off. So yeah, like I think some people would find this because of the salt to be quite masculine, but then also it's just a very sweet perfume. So you're getting, you know, some people, they'll notice the salt in it and it's just aftershavey and too much. Other people, they find it exceptionally sweet. And it's too much, and then there's ones like me that really love them. So Olympia is definitely a line that you want to sniff before you try. Another line that I feel is really polarizing, but especially the original, is Scandale by Jean Paul Gaultier. Now, Scandale, it's rich, it's thick, it's syrupy, it's decadent, but it has honey in it. And honey, I find, tends to be a really polarizing note. So I couldn't get on with Scandale. Lots of people, like I said, just absolutely love it. But then for some people, like myself, that honey note goes really sour or off on their skin, or it's just too much, too strong, too much. So the honey, on me, it just dries down to smelling like pee. Like it actually smells like someone peed on my arm, or like I smell smell unclean. Like it's just wrong on me. That said, I really loved the scent profile, so I have the other three. So I would love to get my hands actually on the version, I think it was Scandale Gold, that they released only, I think, in the Middle East. But I have Scandale by Night, I've got Scandale à Paris, and I have So Scandal. Now this one is the biggest departure. It doesn't have any honey. So to me, this is not polarizing at all. Like, not that everybody would like it, but it's certainly not a polarizing fragrance. These ones still have that honey in it, but these ones are way more tolerable. More people love this, I think, than hate it, and it's not like this massive divide of either you love it or you hate it. But Scandale, definitely either you're in love with it or it smells like pee on you, or it's just too much. But definitely people have very strong opinions about it. I've got three other fragrances to share for you. The first one is Ylang Espresso by Floral Street. Oh, this one, it just makes me so happy. This one, either you're gonna smell it and think, ew, it smells like cigarettes, leather, lipstick, and naughtiness, and it's just gonna be like a ugh to you, or you're gonna smell it and you're gonna think cigarettes, lipstick, leather, and naughtiness. Oh yeah. So it's either one or the other. This is not an everybody friendly fragrance. It certainly isn't a good blind buy. Yeah, it's got that cigarettes. I find it sweet and delicious with a bit of cigarettes. This one to me is super intoxicating, ever so sexy. For those of you that have heard me talk about it, I say that this smells like a night of bad decisions. I don't know why, but I just find this one to be so uber sexy, but kind of almost a little bit cheap sexy. Like, you know, like you're out for a good time, not a long time. This would be this, but I really, really enjoy it. But I can see it being off-putting for anyone that isn't a fan of that kind of like cigarette type vibe that is in fragrances. They might find this really, really just not nice at all. This doesn't get good reviews on Sephora. It's probably one of the least favorites, or at least it was when I looked. This one and Black Lotus, the same thing. Like, this one's more gourmand than Black Lotus. Black Lotus is definitely lipstick and leather. And I find it uber sexy again, but it certainly wouldn't be for everybody. So those two in the Floral Street line are definitely different than the rest of them. The rest of them are kind of like mainstream, whatever. Ylang Espresso and Black Lotus, they're both very, you know, they could be unisex in my opinion. Although I heard one man say that he found this one to be extremely feminine, so he didn't find it unisex at all. So depends on, you know, but you know, oh, I just love these. I love this fragrance. I definitely want Black Lotus as well. They're kind of similar, but I gotta have them because I just kind of want to smell a little bit naughty every once in a while, and so this is my naughty fragrance for sure. Next one that is uber polarizing is Black Opium by YSL. Now, I'm not a fan of this one. It's nice enough. It just doesn't do anything for me. But the people that love this fragrance love it hard. It's kind of like a ride or die. It's in their collection for life. So a lot of people love this one. A lot of people call this a guilty pleasure because it's been out for so long and everybody seems to have it, or, you know, has worn it at some point. To me, if you love it, wear it. Like, don't ever let anyone saying, oh, it's been done for so long or whatever. Don't listen to that stuff. If you love it, rock it. Like, that's all I can say. I don't love this one. If I were to choose a fragrance in this kind of scent profile with kind of that coffee-ish, sweet caramel kind of feel, I think I'd go with The Only One by Dolce & Gabbana. I think it's a little bit more sophisticated. But yeah, either people love this or hate this. Which one are you? Do you love Black Opium or do you hate it? Leave it in the comments. Would love to know. Last one that I feel is really polarizing is actually Mon Guerlain. Now, although this one is extremely popular, it's one of my favorites. People find that lavender note to be masculine. So just like the salt note can kind of come across as masculine to some people, lavender is typically found in men's fragrances. And so some women they put this on and it smells like aftershave to them. So the women that find it like that, they hate this big time. I happen to love it. I love lavender. It definitely does have that herbaceous quality to it with the lavender. There's also licorice in here. I think there's anise as well, something like that. So those notes are also polarizing. You either love it or hate it. Like, lots of people hate black licorice. Same thing with this. If you pick up the black licorice and you don't like licorice, you're not going to like this one either. I find this one, even though it's got those notes that are a little bit more herbally, a little bit more masculine potentially, I actually find this one extremely feminine. It smells sweet, it smells classy, it smells just divine to me. I also find this calming. This one is actually a great bedtime fragrance too because it's got that lavender component. So I really find this one a relaxing, feminine, just a gorgeous perfume. But like I said, not everyone loves it. So those are my fragrances that are polarizing. You either love it or you hate it. What about you? Which fragrance do you love that many people hate? I would love to know, and weigh in on these. Tell me which ones, like, are you in the love it category? Are you in the hate it category? I would love to know. We can just share our thoughts. And other than that, I hope you have an amazing week and we'll talk to you soon.